Have you been spoken to by MLS or fined by MLS for your comments following Wednesday night's game?
No, no, not yet. I haven't seen my email on purpose for a couple of days, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Do you anticipate being fined?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't insult anyone or anything. I just expressed my opinions on the refereeing, and I think that's allowed unless they tell me different.
Okay. What is Tyler Wolff's injury?
Uh, Tyler Wolff surgery? No.
Injury.
Injury.
Yes.
It's surgery. I was like, no. It is some hip things. I think it's muscular, but I don't have the right diagnosis. That's why at times I'm a little bit vague, but I know the right diagnosis, but it's something in the hip, but it's muscular.
Is it long term? Is it?
Don't know yet. It can be. It can be probably 3-4 weeks. We have to see the evolution. I don't want to give you a timeline on that one because one thing I can tell you, Tyler is very tough. He's very tough. His threshold for pain is very, very high. So it's difficult to tell you that because it can be sooner rather than later.
When you went back and watched the 3 goals in 9 minutes that Philadelphia scored, what could y'all do better to prevent something like that from happening on Saturday against Columbus?
Attention, and what I told the players is I don't want the distraction to be on external things that affect our attention from the game and from our process and from what we are doing. And by that I'm saying the referees and the very bad refereeing we have gotten in many games cannot be a distraction for us to being focused on that. So I can take care of that on the sideline, whatever, but they have to remain focused on the process and what they have to do on the field and the attention. The first goal that we conceded, 3 players were looking at the referee, and that's kind of the attention, the amount of attention they're putting on the referees, and I don't need that. We need attention. We watch the film, and that was kind of escalating into other distractions, tactical distractions in active defending or how we defend, tracking runners. So again, the attention has to be placed in our process and our style, and with external factors like the one I just spoke, is external. It's not in our control.
Going back to that first goal for a second, were you surprised that Chilowicz didn't stop play, considering he was talking to 2 players and he hadn't even sprayed the field yet?
I mean, I'm surprised about many things of that refereeing. I mean, there are many little things like that is being against us, but those are little things to me.
Right.
Big things like this PK, like the PK against Miami 2 years last year in their house, like a PK on Brooks Lennon. That was a PK. The disallowed goal on Santi Sosa, the day he scored a goal, I remember Columbus or Nashville, he scored a fantastic goal, and then he scored a second one from a corner, and they called a foul when I don't think he even touched the opponent. And those big things, those are issues. The handball from the other day, it's just many things that are big that have happened in at least 5 or 6 games this year. Last year the same. But those little things, like if he was about to paint and not, we have to be better than that. Those little things, like the yellow card for Brooks Lennon, that was taken back, right?
Yep.
Because of the PK. You watch the replay, and it was Carranza twisting his ankle on his own. He twisted his ankle, he kicked the floor, and then they gave us a yellow card from an non-existent foul. If that is the 4th yellow or the 5th yellow for Brooks Lennon, we lose him for playoffs or for important games. For a mistake from referee, those are little things. Big things are goals, big things are penalties that are not given. So if Alex was about to paint the line and we were not paying, that's on us. Those are those little things we have to walk through and to be better than that. And that's, again, putting the attention on our process, who's on top of the ball, who has to make sure that the referee paints the line, and we're paying attention, not just those 3, but the guys in behind, setting the line of confrontation for the wide free kick, where they looking at the ball, where they look at the runners. So those are the processes that we have to pay attention, and we did. We look at that.
Considering the circumstances that contributed to the defeat against Philadelphia, now you've lost control of being able to finish at least 4th. How is the level of the players' focus today and yesterday compared to before the Philadelphia match?
Not a bit. I think it's the same. It's of course it's out of our control now. Now we need other results to have the ability to finish on top four, but we're going to fight till the end. We're going to try as much as we can to finish on top four, and they're good games. I think if we put the attention in what is coming and not what happened in the past, like we have to look, we're looking forward to Columbus. Is one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. One of the teams that play better football in the league. And we have a lot of respect for their coach and for what he has done with that team. Their game model is very, very good. In some ways, we're similar, some tendencies that we both have, but they've been very, very consistent in that. So it's a tough game, and for us, it's great to face those type of matches where you're facing good opponents, and that's intrinsic motivation you should have as a footballer.
What challenges does Columbus present to you on the defensive end with Rossi and Hernandez and a very active, aggressive offense you're going to be defending?
Well, I would say that they have many ways to unbalance the opponent. Everything starts with the center backs and the double pivot they use, like Camacho is very good at filtering passes through the middle. So the middle channel, the balls in the pockets for Matan or Rossi. Some rotations they have with Rossi actually dropping a little bit more, and then Cucho Hernandez dropping a little bit, at times 5-2-1-2 with Matan as a 10, double 9, at times Cucho all the way as a winger, and then that creates issues for the back lines. The rotation with Aiden Morris, Nagby, at times Aiden outside, Nagby alone, but the three center backs very narrow, trying to look for those Thurman passes to unbalance, getting the balls in the pockets. From there, the wingers are very dangerous in behind. Yeboah, Julian Gressel. I mean, they have a ton of ways to unbalance and a lot of rotations and intentions in their game model. So we have a plan, of course, same as they do, and I hope it's a successful one in how we defend against that. But also the other thing is, at the same time, I think we're also good on the ball, and I think if we can have more the ball than them, that's another way to prevent some of those moments of taking care of the ball. Every opportunity we have to have a possession sequence, we have to make the most out of it and try to be patient and try to unbalance them the same way that they're going to try to balance us. So it's going to be a very good match. It's going to be a very good match. I'm very excited about the tactical challenge for both teams, and it's just a very interesting game in my opinion.
Do you look forward to matches against teams that have kind of a similar idea, more or less, than teams that play in a very different way?
Well, all of them are difficult. I mean, in some ways, playing against teams that are more direct and just kick long balls in the channels and look for the second balls, rebounds, and they are very committed to make those runs inside for whatever happens inside the box. Chaotic style, I call it, and it's difficult because at times you lose control of those moments. It's not about tactics, it's about winning duels, being aware of bouncy balls, second balls. Normally those teams are very competitive, challenging, always pushing, grabbing the jersey, and at times referees don't call those soft fouls, and so it's difficult to deal with some of that physicality in certain games like that. And the others, like when we face Seattle is a team also that builds very similar to us and has the same intentions to have more possession, unbalance the opponent. Now Columbus, Orlando is another one. So it's very good to face those type of teams as well. They present another type of challenges, but the league is very competitive. That's what we know about MLS is many different styles, but all of them can win any game against any opponent because it's the league, and you have to be prepared in every match.
We talked a lot about what happened in the first half in Philadelphia, but the second half, what was your takeaway from the way the team played and the way the team fought to try to make something of the match?
Is our team don't quit. That's what I take. I think our team is not easy, honestly, against a team like Philadelphia is a team that is very strong mentally, that they score the first one, they go immediately for the second one. They like to punch you in the face when you are down on the floor. They like to put a couple more punches in the face, and they've been like that. They're very good on that, but we stand up and we continue the fight, and we're able to put a couple punches in their face as well. So I like that reaction from the team, that even when we were not having the best period of time in the last part of the first half, we came back strong. We saw the reaction, we saw the intentions. We were very close, in my opinion, to equalize the game. And I take that, because at times in playoffs it's like that. Is when the adversity comes, is how you stand up and fight and are ready for the next round. And that's the mentality of the team that I like. So we need more. We need full concentration. We need not to lose the control of the games. To be successful, to be champions, we need to be more consistent throughout the games. But I like that part. That reaction was pretty good to see.
The last one for me is just, how happy were you with what you got from the bench in those moments, the players who came off the bench and added something?
Yeah, I'm blessed, honestly, with a very large group of players that I can count on. I think it's not easy coming to this part of the season, and I can tell you, anyone that is on the bench, and even the guys that are not dressed for the games, I can count on all of them. I know all of them will come and impact the game, and it's proven. It's there. You've seen how many goals, how many assists, how many good actions the guys coming from the bench are giving to the team, and that's where I know that we're a very good team, a very solid team. Team mentality. Everyone plays as hard as they can, as long as they can, and when they are tired, next guy comes and he does the same. And it's been inspiring the way the substitutes been training here the day after the game. When we lose, mood is not great. They didn't sleep well because we traveled back. We put a session at 11 a.m. when they probably went to bed at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and they still put a very good show there, a lot of energy, positivity, good quality. Then the reward for them is when they come 15 minutes at the end of the game, they are right there. So it's been very, very good.
You talked about focus and the little things. A lot of that starts with organization defensively. How much has that been an emphasis, kind of going off the last game, but going into this weekend? And who do you kind of, I don't want to say put that burden on, but challenge to, hey, we need to be more organized in these situations?
Well, I would say that we are organized normally. If you look at the goals we conceded, it's not like we are unorganized or unbalanced. Or probably the second goal we conceded against Philly was a transition moment, and we were 3 against 3, and it's not exactly what we want. But most of the time we're organized. It's for me more the attention, and that is communication, is leadership, and I will say that the spine of the team, from the goalkeeper, the center backs, holding center mid, those 4 or 5 players, they need to be on top of everything. They see everything, what happens on the right, what happens on the right, on the left, what happens in front of them, and everyone kind of lead what the next guy in front of them they're doing. And it's that attention, continuous awareness of every situation, every little movement from the opponent, how we adjust. And it's difficult. It sounds very easy, to be honest, but imagine yourself being 90 minutes aware of everything, where the ball is, where the opponent, how they move, how they rotate, how your teammate, this guy didn't come back, so how I adjust, and being aware of everything plus your individual duties is not easy to do. It's very easy to say and to demand, but that's the standard that we need to meet to be a championship team. Championship team at times is not the one that plays the better football, the nicest, is in playoffs, is being aware of those situations, and with that mentality of every play is important. We cannot fall asleep in one play because we are punished, and no, we have to be alert in everything, that alertness. So today Rob, actually very good in the video, he asked them how it feels to be alert. We ask you all the time how is to be alert. We have to be alert, and how it feels in your body, in your mindset. What are you thinking when you are alert? And you have to be able to recreate those situations every time you're on the field. And I think those are fair questions, and the players need to answer that on the field.
Have you created that kind of environment with, attention to detail and whatnot in training this week? I mean, trying to figure out how to put them in those situations where it's like, hey, this is what it's going to be when it's the 89th minute and you're tired.
Yes, we try certain things to do. Actually, I'm going to talk about Ben Frickley, who's our psychologist or mental coach, however you want to call it, and he helps us a lot with that, with what's the message, can we train the players in this situation, even though today was a very light session, can you send the message like this, can you do this little activity to change the perception or change the focus, the attention of the team. So we do a couple of those things internally. that doesn't mean always translate. That's what is football. Football at times, you work in final third movements and your movements are great and the finishing, everyone is sharp. The game comes and then they don't score a goal because they were very bad. And at times you don't work on that and then you score. Football is a bit like that. I prefer more the long-term process and being continuously talking about certain things that is more the values and the core, principles of play of the team, but continuously, not because this week this happened, we have to go more on that. I think the process in the long term has to succeed. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Coach.
Thank you very much.